Hey, my name is Karina Ludgate, and this is my buddy Edward. And this video is for my Communications 555 class on digital literacy and me. It is January 2009, it's the start of a new year, and I am coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, where digital usage started for me was probably around the age of, I don't know, however old you are, in like grade 5 or grade 6. I consider myself what they call an Oregon Trail millennial. So that means I am kind of on the cusp of a millennial and a Gen Xer. So I grew up during a time, or I remember growing up when I didn't have technology, I didn't have access to the internet, I didn't have a cell phone or anything. So I would say my first, memory of using a computer would have been in elementary school. We had, those square old Macintosh computers, and then you had like a floppy disk, or I think CD-ROM maybe came out pretty shortly thereafter. My family, we didn't get a computer until I was, I would say, in grade 6, maybe grade 7, and we didn't get internet until a little bit later. And of course, internet was at that time a dial-up modem. So for those of you that don't know or don't remember, this means that the internet was connected through your phone line. So if you were online and your parents picked up the phone, you would have to yell, "Mom, get off the phone!" and they would have disconnected your connection. And came the onslaught of ICQ and then MSN shortly thereafter. So for those of you who don't know what ICQ is or don't remember, it was an online chat program. So I would spend all day at school with my friends, and then I would rush home to go talk to them on ICQ. It made total sense, and while bogging down the phone line. In high school, I started getting into more emails, so email became a thing. I believe at the time, social platforms were just starting to emerge. So as I moved on from high school and went into my first undergraduate degree at the University of Alberta, this was around the time when Facebook was just starting to hit university campuses. So at the time, you had to have a university email address to be able to use Facebook. I didn't start using Twitter until after I graduated from the U of A. I primarily use Twitter for following news, keeping up with current events. Usually I'll share articles through Twitter. Most of my usage is now shifted to Instagram. So I joined Instagram in probably around 2015, I think, right as I was starting my second undergrad degree. But now I use it quite regularly for my personal brand and my business. I find it quite lucrative for building brand awareness and engagement and connecting with other like-minded people online or finding other like-minded communities online. The thing I really like about it as well is I know there's a whole movement right now that's kind of against it in terms of it's only showing people's highlight reels, which I agree with. It is very much about that. I do find it valuable for connecting and engaging with people that you might not otherwise have the opportunity to connect with. So I really like it for that element. I also appreciate that in some capacity, whether it's your highlight reel or not, it does allow people to see a little bit more into your life and what you do day to day. There are pluses and minuses to that, but I am very much an advocate of we live in a world that is unbelievably connected, and it's pretty much impossible now to be hidden from those things. I still use email all the time. I also find I use quite a few digital apps online, so things for tracking my time and my business, project management software. I use cloud software, so Dropbox and Google Drive, to be able to store all my files, access them from anywhere, but also to be able to share large files with clients easily without having to email it to them. For future, I don't know what the future of digital literacy or digital technology holds. I definitely think that there's a push in terms of privacy. There's new privacy legislation coming through, and I think people are more and more aware of what they share online and what information is accessible online about them. Again, I think I'm a little bit more liberal where that stuff is concerned, partly because I have a business, so I want people to be able to find me, and partly because I kind of grew up in that space, and so I don't necessarily see the same barriers that other people might. I definitely see myself continuing to use social media in some capacity. I will definitely continue to utilize my website, my blog, email I don't think is going anywhere. Thank you.